Washington's most famous address might soon double as an Octagon backdrop. UFC President Dana White just confirmed that President Trump's pet project, a fight card staged between the White House and the Washington Monument, has moved from bar napkin fantasy to full-blown logistics meetings. VIP only, 0 public ticket sales, and a camera shot that practically screams bicentennial flex. That White House bombshell has every contender jockeying for a slot, starting with the man who never stops moving, Bantamweight King Merab Dvalishvili. Instead of sulking on social media, Merab did the Georgian equivalent of a job interview. He took UFC COO Hunter Campbell out for dinner in Vegas, snapped a grin-plastered selfie, and told the world he's hungry to fight ASAP. Translation: line up Corey Sandhagen, dust off Triple C, or roll the dice on Umar Nurmagomedov. Merab just wants fists in front of him and gold still around his waist. But this stay-ready mindset could be a double-edged sword. If Sandhagen's shoulder rehab drags, Merab might accept a short-notice challenger and risk derailing the most underrated win streak at 135 pounds. Hungry champions sometimes bite off trouble they didn't order. If you think the bantamweight picture is messy, wait until you hear the middleweight rumor mill. Brazilian bruiser Caio Borralho claims the gym whispers are deafening. Khamzat Chimaev plans to snatch Dricus Du Plessis' belt at UFC 319 and then ghost the sport, riding off with a perfect record and a nation's expectations finally off his broad shoulders. On paper, it sounds ludicrous. Why retire at your violent prime? Yet, Khamzat has fought autoimmune issues that once had him tweeting retirement from a hospital bed, endured the weight of being Chechnya's de facto superhero, and already banked more money than most champs see in 3 reigns. A clean walk-off would freeze his mystique in amber. No late career slide, no father time losses, just a mic drop. The question is whether combat junkie adrenaline ever truly lets a wolf sleep. While Chimaev toys with the idea of leaving, his lightweight counterpart Islam Makhachev is scheming to conquer new territory. Dana White loves the math. Let Islam topple Jack Della Maddalena at 170 pounds. Drape him in a second belt, and suddenly you can book the irresistible super fight. Featherweight wrecking ball Ilia Topuria, hunting Islam's unbeaten aura. Topuria's swagger plus Islam's Dagestani precision equals pay-per-view fireworks. And Ali Abdelaziz already leaked that the welterweight title bout will hit a biggest arena in America stage instead of the Abu Dhabi sandbox. MSG or bust, baby. The travel-weary champion might have preferred Etihad climbs, but Vegas lights or New York roars equal broader mainstream buzz, and far less time zone misery for domestic buyers. Buzz, however, is cheap until you add presidential gravitas. Full Send's latest podcast had Dana rattling off star-studded ideas, like a kid building a dream team in franchise mode.
Everybody wants to fight in this
That's
card.
what I was going to ask you.
Literally everybody wants to. Everybody. We will absolutely positively put on the baddest card of all time.
So I saw Jones. We don't know if he was serious. Is he not retired anymore? Is he back in the...
You jump back in the pool, so...
Really?
Yeah.
Officially?
Oh, yeah. Literally everybody wants to fight on this card. Makes it a lot more fun.
What would be the dream main event?
The dream main event right now would be Aspinall versus Jones.
Is it possible that McGregor and Jones would fight on the same card?
Could be.
That's
Anything
crazy.
is possible. I mean, anything's possible.
Well, this is also something...
The fight is going on while the fight's happening and we're filming. One whole side of the backdrop will be the White House, and then the other side will be the Washington Monument.
Heavyweight phenom Tom Aspinall versus a freshly unretired John Jones as the White House main, with Conor McGregor lurking for co-main chaos if his leg, lawsuit load, and timing align. Security logistics alone read like a thriller. Secret Service clearance, limited crowd, open-air cage under July humidity. But the visual of 2 titans trading elbows while the executive mansion glows behind them is the kind of Americana that even non-fans would screenshot. Speaking of McGregor, the Irish Hurricane couldn't wait for a presidential invite to stir trouble. He crashed a bare-knuckle FC press conference, got nose-to-nose with resident brawler Mike Perry, and barked October 11th as Perry's humbling date.
We haven't seen Conor in a ring in a while, but I know he loves bare knuckle, and I'd love to face off against him anytime. Anytime we're looking for the action.
Yeah, you're welcome back, because I welcomed you back. October 11th is your date, and you'll dance for me, boy. You'll dance for the owner, and then we can talk. But your date is October 11th. Michael Perry, the return of Platinum. And we've got some hell of an announcement for an opponent for you. One of the baddest men to ever grace the Ultimate Fighting Championship when it comes to bare knuckle, and he's gonna throw down with you in front of me for my viewing pleasure, and then I'll decide if you're worthy.
Later that night, the pair reportedly ran into each other at a Vegas casino where the trash talk continued between hands of blackjack. Conor's partial ownership stake in EKFC means the numbers work even if he never throws a bare fist. But the optics of the sport's flashiest ex-champ risking his Hollywood face on raw knuckle cuts? That's the sort of reckless theater streaming platforms salivate over. Back in the padded glove world, heavyweight politics remain deliciously unpredictable. Alexander Volkov, a man who's felt both Surgeon's precision and Gain's footwork, calls an Aspinall Gain title fight a pure coin flip. He swears Tom's blitzing speed and surprise takedowns edged Cyril's agility when he was on the receiving end. Yet he also credits Gain for closing his grappling holes. Sports-Kita, that razor-thin red adds mystique if Jones does decide to crash the party. Because no matter who walks in with the strap, John's technical bag of tricks remains the elephant in every heavyweight room. Time to rapid-fire through the rest of the week's weirdness. First, Charles Oliveira admits Ilia Topuria's right hand scrambled his circuitry worse than shots he took from Chandler, Gaethje, or Poirier. A frightening endorsement from a man who's danced with every lightweight killer alive. Then there's Chris Curtis, whose 4-inch height disadvantage at middleweight finally convinced him to rejoin the welterweight cutweight misery club, starting with Max Griffin in Nashville. He's grumpy, hungry, and claims the speed boost is worth the sauna sessions. Meanwhile, Dana White's midlife hobby ballooned into a 7-figure cardboard vault. On the full Send set, he flashed a Jordan rookie, a Tiger Woods gem mint, and a Brady refractor, all tucked inside a custom safe straight out of a Bond film. Finally, the always online John Jones derailed his own redemption arc by DM dueling a troll, bragging about mansions and 6'4" genetics while the internet tallied up his hits, runs, and Nevada detours. So here's the kicker. Which plotline actually shapes the UFC's next era? Does Merab's relentless pace force the bantamweight division to speed up or get left behind? Does Khamzat cash out of chaos before his body breaks? Or will a once-in-a-generation White House spectacle reset the ceiling on what a fight night can be? Let me know below and brace yourself, because today's rumor is tomorrow's matchup poster.
Did Trump tell you he was going to make that announcement?
No.
So he just does
No, I was up at my place in Maine. And that day, we probably text 4 or 5 times that day. He never even told me that he was going to announce it.
He was just saying Happy 4th of July.
We had already had, my team already went and walked the White House. We did all the logistics, and we're putting together sort of the layout for it right now, and probably going to pitch it to him in the next week or two. But the day that he said he wanted to do it, he put Ivanka in charge. So I worked with Ivanka and my team and got to where we are now, and now we got to go pitch the whole thing to him. Me, Craig Borsari, my head of production, and Ivanka will all go pitch it to him.
So Trump just dropped that in the speech. Just says, hey, we're having a UFC. And I saw the way he said it, too. He said, we're going to build a... Actually, no, Dana's going to do it. Dana knows how to do it. So he kind of just put that out there and challenged you.
He's got this thing, and I think it's awesome, where he wants the American people to enjoy the White House. This is our place. It's all the history that's there. You know, he's bringing back the Easter egg hunts and, you know, things that used to happen there. And you know, he loves the sport, so he wants to do a UFC event there. And why would we say no to that?